Hi guys, Miss Owens here. This is your one and only assignment you have this week because of the holiday weekend. And I am also excited to let you know that this is the very last piece of new content you learned this year. We have this week and next week, and then honestly, the school year is over. You've made it. Good job. Next week, we'll be doing a little bit of a recap, review, and kind of like a summative assessment based on these verb forms that we've been talking about. But today, we're going to be using this slide presentation exclusively to do this worksheet. Everything you need is on here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Note, there are a few notes I want you to take up here. You're going to be doing a little bit of highlighting or bolding here in the middle. And on the back, there are two exercises I want you to take care of, okay? All right, here we go. This presentation is about infinitives. And we're going to be talking about the passive form of the infinitive. Remember, we've been doing the passive for the past couple of weeks now, and that's when you add be, being, or been to a translation in English. For instance, I can say, we are seeing the puppies. That's an active voice translation. But if I switch it around and say, the puppies are being seen by us, that's a passive voice translation. So you can also do that with infinitives. That whole word, infinitive, comes from this idea of infinity or something that's infinite. I'm sure you know this word already and maybe the symbol that goes along with it. That's something without an end. Something that's infinite just goes on and on and ever, on and on forever. A verb that is infinite does not have an ending. So it doesn't have an ending like ost, mustis, int, or are, rist, her, mer, many, inter. Those those are personal endings, and those are not on infinitives. All right. So far in our Latin world, we have seen the word infinitive a good deal. In particular, it is a special name given to the form that's translated as to blank. The one that we've been practicing with already, the one that you probably already know at sight, is called the present active infinitive. What I can tell you based on the knowledge gleaned from these words is that there are other tenses because present is present tense, it's happening right now, that there are other voices, active and passive are the ones that we know. So the infinitive you know already is a present active infinitive. And just to recall what a present active infinitive entails, there are three rules. You're going to be taking these notes on your paper. Number one, and you can abbreviate this as PAI if you'd like, it's totally fine. The present active infinitive is the second PP of every verb. So if I give you those four principal parts of a verb, the second one is the present active infinitive every time. You can identify this form easily because it usually ends in RE. There are a couple exceptions. For instance, the word sum esse, which is the word that means to be in Latin, that's an irregular form and its infinitive is ESSE. But 19 times out of 20, RE is the ending you're looking for. And your third note, the present active infinitive translates as to blank, to walk, to see, to say, to understand. Whatever that word means, it's to blank. Something you need to know about the present passive infinitive, the one we're going to talk about today, is that conjugations matter. You need to know which conjugation your verb is in. And the way that we determine that, as always, is looking at the first and second principal part. Here's an example. If I give you the form moeo, moere, you see by its spelling that the first form ends in EO, and more importantly, the second form has that long mark over the E. I hope that jumps out at you. And you can find on the left-hand chart there that this is a second conjugation verb. Let's try another one. Punio, punire. The forms here end in IO and then IRE. Take a second, look for it. You need to find both. They both need to match, right? And the correct answer is fourth conjugation. Again, I hope that's been easy for you. One of the first tasks on your worksheet is to highlight or bold conjugations for these various verbs, just to get you in the habit, in the mood. Once you're done with that, you can return to this, or you can just hold it off till the end. If I were you, I'd probably press pause and just take care of it. Oops, and I lean on my keyboard there a little bit. So if you're just rejoining us, you can see that I just accidentally forwarded this ahead. All right, but now we're going to take those present active infinitives and we're going to make them passive. If you remember from the worksheets we've been doing for about a month now, the general rule for making something passive is to just change the letters it ends with, right? And the same thing's going to happen here. To form the present passive form of the infinitive, you're going to take the form that ends in RE. So you're going to take the infinitive in hand, the one you are already looking at, and you are going to take off the last three letters, all of them. You are going to then add these endings according to which conjugation the verb belongs. ARE turns into ARI. ERE with a long mark turns into ERI. At this point, you might be saying, Miss Owens, it looks like you just take off the last E. Well, here comes the third. Third and third IO, you take off all of three of those letters and you only add back an I. Not ERI, just I. Finally, IRE changes to IRI. So if we give you the example of amare, AMARE, I'm going to take off ARE. I'm going to add ARI. Great. But what about third? Third's weird, right? What if I have a verb form that ends in ERE without a long mark? Well, here are two examples. Mittere is not going to change into MITTERI. No way. It's going to take off the ERE. It's going to add just an I. Petere, PETERE. There's no long mark there. I'm going to take off ERE, all three of those letters, and change it to PETI. Just an I there, just an I. Okay? All right, so let's talk about translations. These are so easy. So our normal infinitives that we've learned so far, the present active, are going to translate as to blank. Remember the rule that be, being, or been makes something passive. That's true here. It's going to be to be blanked. So instead of to see, it's going to be to be seen. Instead of to stab, it's going to say to be stabbed, right? It's going to have B-E-D. So amare, if that word means to love in its active form, take a second. What does A-M-A-R-I, amari, with an I ending mean? It's going to mean to be loved. Simply put, that's what you got to do, okay? So let's take a look on your worksheets. I'm going to trust you guys to do the front of this with no issue. The notes I just gave you are reiterated here on the front, and then again, the chart is copied on the back. The request on the back, the first activity, asks you to write the passive infinitive only, the Latin form. And I'll do that first one with you because everyone has the same first one, right? So, audio, audire, I-O, I-R-E. If I take a look up here, I-R-E is only in one spot. That's fourth conjugation. So I know to take off those last three letters, the I-R-E, they're gone. I'm going to add I-R-I for this one, audire. Boom, that's it. It's the answer to the first one. I did it. All right. The second half of the worksheet is going to ask you to do that again, but then to also give me a translation for the word. Remember, it always translates as to be blanked. And so I think I'll just go ahead and say this one out loud rather than writing it out. Dico, dicere, O-E-R-E. There's no long mark over this E, guys, so that is third conjugation. And I take off the last three letters, I get D-I-C, and I'm going to add the ending for the third conjugation, which is just an I. I think I might delete these lines before I send it out to you. All right, the passive translation. I can see here in parentheses, right, that this word means say in a basic way. So I want to change it to be said. To be said. There we go. All right. Hopefully this was super easy for you. And it's your last new lesson of the year, right? So everything else is going to be review. Good luck with this. Reach out with any questions. I'm available every day, 9 to 10 a.m. This Friday, we will not have office hours because it's a holiday. You should also take it as a holiday. All right. I'll see you guys. Bye.